All right. Good morning and welcome, Keller Williams, Greater Metropolitan. Nothing like starting with a 5-minute banger on your Tuesday morning. Welcome to our weekly team meeting. We are excited to have you all here, and we have a lot on deck this morning. You're going to hear from a lot of different members of our leadership team and several of our partners as we lean into the last sales meeting in September, the last sales meeting in the third quarter, which also makes it the first one before the fourth quarter as we round out the year. As we start every week, we want to start with a quick screenshot of our belief system, our beliefs here at Keller Williams and Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. These are the Y4C2Ts. Love to identify one of these that stands out in what has been going on recently and what's coming up. And if you put everything in the context of the next several weeks and the last couple of weeks, the one that stands out to me is teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. We are going to hear a lot about the great time and the great cause that we served last Friday with the Clambake, where a lot of people came together there. And then as we look at our calendar going forward, you're going to see a lot of opportunities to be learning based coming up and to ramp up your education, ramp up leaning into training as we go into the fourth quarter and do business. We're here to do business, but also sharpen that saw. As we look at that, this is really something that is driven by a team effort from the leadership team and also our agent leadership council, and also all of the agents who are helping each other make the most of opportunities throughout the end of the year. So speaking of opportunities, what opportunities do you have coming on the market either right now, came on last week, or coming on soon? How are we painting the town red? Go ahead, put that in the chat box with the details, location, price, and any of the great tidbits about that property, just so you're aware where we are seeing the market go, right, versus where it's been. You can see listings are down for the market, and we are outpacing them as a company, right? So as we start to comp very strong time periods last year due to a shift out from the pandemic, we are going to see our comparatives not look and not be in this plus 20, plus 30 range where they were for the first 6 months of the year. They'll start to balance out. Our goal is always staying ahead of the market. How do we help you as the agents in this company stay ahead of your competition, stay ahead of your peers, and stay ahead of the market? And so go ahead and get those listings in the chat box as we work through everything else we have coming. So tonight, 5:30 p.m., both sides of town and via Zoom, we have career night. So anyone that you know that we need to know, anyone that you know that needs to learn more about a career in real estate or about Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, send them this way. Myself, Danielle, Mike Boych, and any agents that will be joining on either side of town will all be sharing what it's like to get licensed, what it's like to be a part of this company, and what opportunities exist for them with a career in real estate. That's tonight, 5:30 p.m., both sides of town. This Thursday, 1 p.m., both sides of town. Do not miss the final map to cap in this excellent series. The first 2 weeks were amazing. We will be wrapping up this week with the likes of Ryan DeLuca and Pat Barman. We'll have one on the east side, one on the west side, and they will be bringing it home for this very exciting, very compelling series. Just a reminder, don't feel like, hey, I'm already capping. I'm good to go. I don't need to be a part of this. We've had a lot of experienced agents, a lot of capping agents, and a lot of new agents participating in these. these sessions for this series, and everybody is leaving with key takeaways. It is always, always beneficial to learn how somebody else is building and growing their business and how you might do the same. And then on this Friday, we continue our reverse book club series. This is a great thing where I read a book, so you don't have to. So on this Friday, we will be pulling apart a very compelling book by Oren Clough called Pitch Anything. And so this is going to deep dive into some of the psychology behind sales, both our psychology as a salesperson and the psychology of the person sitting across the table or the person that we are working with. So I promise a very interesting, very novel, and very compelling session on Friday morning at 9 a.m. All right, now I'm going to throw it over to Julia Cumming to talk a little bit about some things that are evolving and happening inside of KW Command.
Hi, everyone. So I was on the quarterly command update call with the KW enablement team yesterday, which they provide insight onto some of the things that they're working on and bugs they may have fixed. And one of the big ones, which is the image, is that there is now the feature that you can bulk remove a tag. So you can currently bulk add a tag, and when you import contacts, that function is really helpful, but we have received a lot of requests about you have to individually remove tags, and now in the dropdown for select bulk action, you can remove a tag. So the example they gave, if you have leads coming in and they're being tagged Facebook, but you previously had things tagged maybe FB, it gets convoluted and you end up with too many tags, and then the function is no longer serving you in an organized fashion. So that is helpful to clean up the tags for your contacts. A couple other things that I want to touch on, and a little bit more information will be on some of these in the weekend email on Saturday. But to stick with contacts in the Teams functionality, you can now have bulk release of ownership. So if you are a team rainmaker or a team member and you want it to be a team contact, you can still be the primary owner of it, but it becomes a team contact, and you can bulk release those so that they can be assigned to other people on the team if somebody else is working that contact. Additionally, you can now view up to 500 contacts at a time, which will make searching and sorting through your contacts a lot easier to see that many on a screen at any given time. And two other things I wanted to share is inside of your marketing profile, for those of you who are in the military or previously in the military, are a military spouse, you can now add that to your affiliations, which will then source to your referral networks, which is a great tool to network amongst that community. And then lastly, inside of documents where you are uploading your documents for compliance review, there is an export function inside of Command now. So you do not have to go back into DocuSign or into Dotloop. You can export the final signed documents that you're submitting to the office from Command. So if you need to get those to a client, lender, in a precise manner, you can export them that way. So look for more info on some of those in the Saturday email, but those updates I wanted to share with you today.
Love that. Thank you so much for that, JC. A lot of great changes there from an ease of functionality. And, you know, as somebody who's partial to the contact section of Command himself, love to see improvements there. It's the foundation of our database, which is the foundation of our business, guys. All right, over to Danielle Sullivan for an update on the calendar. God, I made myself laugh with my own caption.
Oh. Okay, good morning. Yeah, thanks, Mike, for putting this up here. Thank you for the caption. Really appreciate that. This will be dropping in your guys' inboxes hopefully today or tomorrow. I'm just finalizing that fall survey that you see on there. So October training calendar, tons of stuff going on. Mike already talked to you about Reverse Book Club on Friday. We are hosting our annual Winter is Coming class with Eric Uchbar. He leads this every single October on how to get one more deal in before the end of the year. So it's a great session. It will be in lieu of coaching on both sides of town. It'll be in person in Pepper Pike, and then it'll also be streaming over in Rocky River, and it will be via Zoom like everything else here. One of the larger events this month is on the 20th. It is the Path to Luxury. We have a top agent coming in. His name is Alex Brandu. Branda, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. He's a top agent from the Tennessee area. He actually led the luxury division in his market center. Took his average home price from $250,000 to $600,000. He's amazing. This is via Zoom. He will be streaming from his house. So we are asking that you go onto our Eventbrite and just get tickets so that we can send you the link. They are free. You're just RSVPing for that link. So I'll drop that into the chat box for you. And then we do have another CE this month. So on the 28th, you can see on there messy details of real estate. If you were in the class in October with Mike Caticcio, he is a great instructor, and he tries to make it not as boring as it is. So he's also leading this class on the 28th. It is not a core, but it is 3 hours, and this one will actually be held in Rocky River. So Rocky River people, we are coming to your turf. Pepper Pike people, we are driving over there. So I'll drop all those links in there. On the side, you can also see the 2022 Business Planning Clinic is November 8th. You guys have already received that link once or twice, but tickets are live. We are moving off-site, which we told you, so we can fit about 150 people into the room at Woodside. So just make sure you get your ticket, and I'll drop that in there too. And then the last thing that you can't see on there because it's a Saturday is our trunk or treat and chili cook-off. So 2 years ago, we did the chili cook-off. Last year, we did the trunk or treat. This year, we were putting it all together so that we can hit everybody. So October 23rd at the Pepper Pike parking lot from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. we are doing our trunk or treat and our chili cook-off. We're super excited about it. We're going to have about 25 trunks for the kids to come, and we're going to have somewhere between 10 and 12 chilies. We already have about 8 people participating in the chili cook-off, and we have about 20 trunks. So if you want to do one or the other, we'd love to have you. We do want to make this a huge event, so please reach out to me if you make a great chili, or if you want to decorate a trunk and give out candy, the same thing, just reach out to me. You guys also received this in your email yesterday, and there's a picture that goes along with it. So this isn't just for you and your family. We want you to invite your clients. It's a great touch in October if you don't have one before the end of the year. Invite people out. We're going to have games. We're going to have prizes a little bit, but there's going to be a lot of stuff for the kiddos to do. We're going to have an art station ready to go. So it's going to be a fun event. Mike, anything to add there?
Is the art station just for kids, or is that maybe something I could?
I don't think the mask that they're making will fit around your head, but you could try. So yeah, again, trunk or treat or chili. I have a lot of women signed up for the chili cook-off, so I need some men. Mike, you and maybe one other person are the only guys participating in the chili cook-off. So if you make a good chili, or somebody else does, I don't care. Just put your name on it. Or if you want to participate in the trunk or treat, please reach out to me. Like I said, it's going to be in the Pepper Pike parking lot. Everything will be right there. Oh yeah, it is. Andrew, it's Marty. It's Marty and Mike. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just declare victory of the men's division right now, if it's just me and Marty. I'm getting retribution from 2019. Guys, this is, to reiterate Danielle's point, such a great event for friends, family, and clients, right? When we talk about a 36 touch program and dripping on your clients, it's for phone calls a year, 12 mailers, 12 email blasts or drips, and events. Don't feel like you cannot get a touch in with your clients, or really several touches. 1, calling to invite them. 2, seeing them there. 3, calling to follow up or sending a follow-up note. Leverage our office for your business, right? That's what we want this to be. And just a great time for everybody to get together and enjoy each other's company along with some chili. So speaking of enjoying each other's company, there was a lot of that going on Friday. I'm going to throw it over to Kari Mitchell to talk about the Clambake.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for those of you who came out to Mayfield Country Club last Friday. We had a great time, as you can see from some of these photos. The rest of the photos will be coming out soon. I'll be sure to post them in the Facebook group for you guys. But thank you all so much to our KW Cares volunteers who helped us out at the event, our awesome auctioneer, Tom Seaman, and our MC, who was not so bad himself. If you'll go to the next slide, please. Another huge thank you to all of our donors. So these are agents or companies who donated those awesome raffle or auction items. I promise I'll be quick, but I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone. Evan Barone, Terry Shimoleski, Morgan Curtis, Maria Etter, Debbie Garson, Andrew Ginter, Nancy Gepfert, Sean Hadley, Marcia Hedberg, John Ludwig, Art Obleton, Michael Rapaski, Scott Phillips Jr., Sierra Spear, Steve Toth, our 2021 ALC, Cross Country Mortgage, Cle 3D, GM Title, Greater Metropolitan Management, the Young Team, Colleen Miklas Team, Distinct Home Group, Emmerman Team, Golden Group, Lisa Cisco Team, Lozier Real Estate Group, North Star Team, Safe Harbor Team, Socia Team, and the Zimmer Real Estate Group. Thank you guys so much for your awesome donations. We raised the largest amount ever for KW Cleveland Cares, $11,478. So thank you all so much. Yes, and be sure to keep an eye out for the next KW Cares Quarterly. That is all.
Excellent, excellent. Congratulations to everybody involved with this, everybody a part of the company, and especially our KW Cares committee and KW Cares leadership. This Friday night was an absolutely amazing evening and wouldn't be possible without all the people who bought tickets and gave donated raffle items and then attempted to win raffle items. So thank you all for a great evening. Before we go off this slide, I'm going to throw it over to Ceara as it is. She has an update. All right, I'm off the slide, but we're still going to Ceara next. No slide for Ceara, but she has a couple updates around our APHW.
Hi, everyone. So I know a lot of you see my emails when you have closed on a property and sold a home warranty, and I'm asking you for your data collection forms. For every home warranty that you sell, for those of you that don't know, you do submit a data collection form after closing. You have 60 days to do so, and then you receive a $50 payment from APHW. If you do not submit that form within 60 days, you will get an email from me asking you to submit it within X amount of time. Otherwise, the Market Center will go and submit that form on your behalf and collect your payment. If you get an email like that from me, it is important that you respond that you have submitted it or copy me on it when you do submit it so that you get the money that's owed to you and the Market Center doesn't mistakenly collect it. Also, when doing your data collection forms, if you have a duplex that you closed, you do need to complete 2 forms, one for each unit in the duplex. It's my understanding that you are only paid 1 payout for the duplex, but you do still need to have those multiple forms. Otherwise, you will not receive the payment, and APHW will continue to tell you that it hasn't been submitted if you don't do both of them. If you have any questions about data collection forms or how to submit them, where to submit them, where to find the form, just send me an email at frontdesk297@kw.com, and I am happy to walk you through that process. Mike, do you have anything on data collections?
No, nothing good there, although we are going to hear from Gina Legeza as well today. So we'll see, maybe she'll touch on those. All right, now we're going to throw it over to Eric Uchbar, who's going to talk a little bit about something that an event that we do in the first quarter of every year, but that is being impacted right now. So Eric, what are we looking at here, and what does this mean to our clients?
It means the weather's looking really bad over Cleveland right now. I haven't seen this map, but anyways, what this means, everyone got these notices if you were in Cuyahoga County, that we are reevaluating our taxes. So there's 2 different styles of reevaluations, and they're on trienniums, they call them. So every 3 years, there's either what's called a reevaluation, which is what we had, or a reappraisal. So we are on a reevaluation, meaning that it's a percentage increase. Next time around, they're going to wipe the slate clean, they claim, and do a reappraisal on every single property. They really actually have a formula that they use to do that. They don't go through each and every home, but it is more of a wipe the slate clean and start over again. So what does this actually mean? As you can see from the majority of individuals, it's probably about a 15 to 20% increase in their tax valuations, meaning that's going to be about a 10 to 15% increase in their tax bill. So if you have a $100,000 house, I bet that your clients are going to pay another $500 to $800 a year, and you can just keep escalating that up through the price ranges. I have seen, by the way, up to the highest I saw was a 90% increase in a price. So if that does happen and you need to challenge it, what we want to do right now is we want to make sure our clients are informed. My coach taught me years ago, the most important or the best type of touch that we can have with our clients are when they reach out to us. So we want that to actually have an impact on our business. And this gives us an excuse. I always tell my coaching clients, find the excuse to reach out to your clients. This can either be through a text message, an email, a quick phone call. You should do your entire database and say, hey, I don't know if you got a recent notice, but if you want to have a discussion around that, I'd be happy to talk with you. Now, when they call you, there's not much we can do but explain what's happening. We're going to go over in February or March next year, because that's when we actually can file. We cannot start the filing until January 1st, 2022 to March 31st, 2022. And that is going to be for 2021 tax year. We are arguing January 1st, 2021. So again, mainly just have a conversation with your clients and say, would you like me to put you on a list to reach out to you in January? And I would start that list, and that you could build that up to 2 or 3 contacts pretty easy, right? You're reaching out to them once right now. You're going to reach out to them on January 1st to actually talk to them how to do it. You're going to send a link, that would be number 3, of how to fill it out. And they're probably going to ask you how to fill it out. And we're going to go over why we can't play attorney, right? We're not attorneys, but we can inform them of where to find the information and how to help them out with it. So again, tell them not to panic. We'll deal with it on January 1st. The other thing that everyone has to be aware, and this could be for yourself as well, remember, typically, I don't know if Sean's on the call from cross country, but normally lenders will only check into their tax valuations once a year. They'll do what's called an escrow analysis. Your clients can get really far behind if they have a big impact on their number, like that 90% individual I was talking about. If they don't catch this now, their bank may not check it until the next November or December. Their payment could go up. I had one client years ago, I think it was something like $400 a month, because it was a ridiculously low payment that they were able to get through. And then it went up tremendously because of they had to make up for the back time that they missed out to bring their escrow up to current. So again, don't get confused by that, but just be aware that we do want to take this seriously for our clients so they don't get behind the 8 ball. And we can turn what we look at as bad news of high increases in taxes to better news that we can help them throughout the process. So that's it.
Eric, is there also an opportunity? I know there's not many people like this left, but is there a chance that one of my clients got something in the mail from Cuyahoga County and they didn't realize that their home was worth so much more? And that, is this an opportunity to have a conversation about, hey, is this an opportunity to list?
That's it. I've been focused on this weather map, and that's exactly it. Yeah, prices have gone up. It's a great time to, turn that, like we just said, turn it around to, hey, your home might be worth more than what it is. And normally that's not the case, but we can at least, share that, hey, prices are going up, and that's not always been the case in Cleveland. So, if you are thinking about selling, it may be a great time. So thanks for bringing that up. Oh, yeah. One other note, by the way, both Ryan and Pat's map to cap are going to be great this week. So if you are even kind of going, well, I don't know if I have the time or anything, just put it in our schedule, because if it's not in our schedule, it doesn't exist. Go to those and you're going to get some valuable information that'll impact your business.
Love that. Love that. Solid plug. Don't miss it, guys. All right. Now, throwing it over to Mr. Andrew Ginter, our principal broker, with this month's broker update.
All right. Hi, everybody. First off, I do want to say I got my my first kind of like a come list me phone call in regards to the tax value letter they got in the mail just the other day. Primarily because he's just really upset about it, not really because he's happy his house is worth more. So, but I thought that was good. It's in Lakewood where he was told he had tax abatement. It turns out the tax abatement is not at all what everybody believed it was. So, yeah. But that's long story short. Mike's right. If you've got people who are upset about this, they might be so upset that they want to sell their house and move to Medina County or something.
Or Lindale. I mean, Lindale was at 0% increase. I'm really eyeballing.
It's a beautiful place. That's why it's at 0. But the thing I wanted to talk about today is not really a super technical issue like I usually talk about, but more so just that I'm discovering over the last month or so here, as well as I have in the past. I know I've talked about this in the past too, that so many of the problems that we end up in as agents have way less to do with the actual mistakes that were made and have more to do with lack of communication. So a couple of things I want to say around that is, of course, we can't not talk about earnest money in talking about this, but lately we've had numerous agents doing a great job following up with buyers about collecting earnest money, but then not following up with listing agents, telling them, I've been asking and been giving them instructions about earnest money, but I just checked and it has not been deposited. So that second part, that second communication is just as important as the first one in order to make sure that you're doing your job and that you're helping to follow the contract. And then the other issue I feel like is, it could kind of go from a negative to a super positive is so often we get caught up in doing our jobs and we're doing the things that we need to do and we're not telling our clients or the other side that we're doing them. So it turns into a situation where you end up creating problems and kind of getting in trouble with your own clients because they think you're not doing your job when really you are doing your job. And so we need to make sure that we're really clear with our clients all the time about, over the next week, here are the things that we're going to do to get to the finish line. And throughout the week, following up with them and letting them know. Today, we called the contractor to get the estimates for the repairs from the inspection. I'm waiting for a call back. Next day, if there's no new news, you still call and say, I left another message and we don't have anything back yet, but I'm working on it. Because what happens when people don't hear anything, whether it's your own clients or the other agents, is the assumption immediately is that you're not doing anything. And what I'm seeing happening lately is it starts off small, and then like another small thing happens, another small frustration happens, another small frustration happens, and all of a sudden people start throwing around the idea that they're going to start filing division complaints because people aren't doing their jobs, when really they are, but they're just not communicating well. So go out of your way to send email updates or to make one extra phone call to just make sure people understand what's happening and what you're doing about it. Because I feel like that's been the root cause lately of a lot of people's frustrations. And when I talk to our agents, they're doing all the right things, except letting everybody know they're doing all the right things. So that's my plug for the day.
And I'll just throw out a callback to last week's session that we did during this sales meeting about systems. Communication, especially as you get 2 or 3 deals going with 2 or 3 different individuals and 2 or 3 different personality styles, all of a sudden, there is a lot going on there. So what is our system to communicate the same thing every time around earnest money? The same thing every time around the inspection report? And the idea of templated emails and, just a checkbox on a spreadsheet or a different segment on your opportunities pipeline, those things can help protect you and make sure that you're communicating every day to everyone that needs to know what's going on with the deal. So go back, watch that video and take advantage of that so that, the easy stuff doesn't become the hard stuff.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to dive into our partner updates, starting with our friends at Cross Country Mortgage. And we have Sean Hadley and I believe Don Jarecki both on the call today. Gentlemen, how are you?
Very good. Thanks for having us. All right, so I guess I had two things on my list, but now I'm going to throw a third one on there just with Eric's comments, which are that map is great to look at, or not great to look at, but a nice tool. So first off, interest rates. The Federal Reserve Board met last week, as we kind of talked about. They laid out the hints that basically in a little over a month, they're going to, everything okay, Don?
Yeah, I'm just saying rates are going up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought I wasn't talking loud enough. Rates are, there's definitely some upward pressure to say the least. The government is going to, taper off from buying bonds. Now, the last time they did this, as I mentioned, in 2013, rates went up like 1% in a few months' time. We don't necessarily expect that. I think there's going to be a little bit more controlled measure, at least that's what we expect. But, there's in the very short term, we're not seeing a whole lot of optimism that rates will tick down. So if you'd like to get a little bit more detail or really listen to Don and I's forecast or outlook, feel free to reach out to us and we'll touch base on this on our lunch and learn, or I think it's just a Zoom and learn a week from Thursday. Second one, the taxes, and Eric had nailed it exactly correct. Even if we know as a lender, everyone in Cuyahoga County or most in Cuyahoga County, taxes are going to go up, we're not allowed to collect extra. The government forbids us from just arbitrarily collecting extra money to go into an escrow account. We'd love to kind of as a buffer, but the message we give to a buyer is, or a homeowner is, hey, those taxes are going up. Build a little slush fund, a little nest egg, a little kind of on the side amount, because when those taxes go up, you kind of get double hit because the taxes go up. So there's a shortage in the next bill and they have to collect more for future bills. So you kind of get double hit. And I get calls all the time going, hey, my mortgage payment just went up. Well, the mortgage didn't change. It's the taxes and insurance and the escrow. So definitely be on the offense of that. This is something hopefully we see on Facebook just going all over the place so everybody's aware it's coming.
Sean, let me add something real quick. The borrower has a choice to allow for your payment to be increased to cover the future billings, the shortages. They can also make up that shortage with a lump sum payment so their payment does not change.
Well said. Yeah, a buyer can voluntarily put extra money into their escrow, and when that note comes saying, hey, your payment's going to go up $100 a month, or you can make a lump sum payment of $600 or something like that. So it's a good point. So last one I just want to tell is a quick story, and we see this often, but had a buyer who reluctantly called me, hey, I'm pre-approved for $150,000. I don't really want you looking at my credit, but my realtor says, you might be able to qualify me for more, a better interest rate. This buyer, in short, the buyer was buying a house, qualified for a 150 house, putting 10% down. That's $15,000 down. They weren't finding anything they wanted. They wanted to get up to 200. This was a very short and easy conversation. I said, we did a pre-qualification. We did pull credit. I said, if you go to 5% down, that means that $7,500 you no longer have to put for a down payment. Their monthly payment was going up about $45 a month. But with that $7,500, we were able to put money towards a car payment that they no longer we had to consider as debt. And now they qualified over $200,000. The first loan officer they talked to, I don't know their experience, but they were probably just reading a script right off of a computer screen. And yes, they got a pre-approval letter, but they were doing a disservice by not really educate them and strategizing on what to do. So just know that, Don, myself, Chris, a veteran loan officer is really going to treat this as a consultation to really talk about what we can do and, maybe about bettering your month to month on monthly expenses, not just with the mortgage, but other debts as well. Don?
Yeah, I guess that's why I like to state that we are not headset jockeys. We're not rate quoters. We're kind of advisors, and we're going to look at the big picture on the transaction, see what works out best for the borrower from a cash flow standpoint each month. And all we can do is suggest and advise, and hopefully it takes some of that advice if we put it in black and white and show them that they will have a greater cash flow by using their money in a better way than just throwing it all on the mortgage.
Awesome. Lots of great content there today. Thank you guys, as always, for bringing the heat from a lending standpoint. All right, now throwing it over to our title partners, Jade Tyszka and Tiffany Haddendorf Smith from GM Title and Escrow. Tiffany, still waiting on a headshot from you. Get you up on this slide.
Good morning, everyone. I think it is actually just me today. I think Tiffany had
okay.
to jump in another meeting. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about our reissue rate program. This is kind of statewide. This is statewide in Ohio, so all title companies should be offering this. But I wanted to talk about reissue rate. Let's say your sellers buy a property within 10 years span. They could send us what's called their owner's policy, which is pretty much just a summary of their title insurance on the property. It will have all the easements, all the mortgages that have been recorded, and you will get this a couple weeks after your transaction closes. But if your sellers have purchased a property in the past 10 years and have gotten title insurance, they can send us their owner's policy and we will issue a 30% discount on their owner's policy that they're getting from us pretty much. So all we do need is that owner's policy. Like I said, if they do not have it, you could call the title company who did the title work on the transaction and they can send it to you. Are there any questions about that?
All right, if there are any, throw them in the chat box and we will we'll get those handled. Jade, thank you for all of your help and support and participation in the as a part of the KW Cares crew running the Clambake last week. Thank you for that.
Of course, I had a great time.
All right, I believe, did I see Jess Giota Ivans on the call today? Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right, we're going to throw it over to Miss Gina Legeza then, who I do see on the call. And Gina, thank you for being a part of the KW Cares Clambake on Friday. And, you know, for any of those of you who don't think that Gina will go above and beyond, she this morning alone offered to move a root canal appointment for a meeting with a few members of our leadership team. So Gina, thank you for being a great example of going the extra mile for our agents.
I would do anything for our agents. They absolutely rock. Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to say, Michael, I am bringing my award-winning 3-time chili to the chili cook-off, so get ready. I'm honored to be a part of all of our events. Thank you guys. Love seeing everybody Friday. My husband and I had a wonderful time. A couple of things. I want to give a shout out to our leadership team. Ceara does an incredible job. She works very closely and extremely hard to make sure that everybody is receiving their compensable service fee. She does an outstanding job. Couldn't do what I do without her and Kari. I just want to thank them so much. You know, with the data collection, when you are in a multi-level home or duplex, you do need to turn in 2 data collection forms. We've made it easier. You can do home facts, which are check marks on the sheet. So it's even easier for you to earn your fee. But we do require both forms be filled out. You are receiving 1 fee, not 2. So I just wanted to say thank you. You guys are doing a much better job actually with turning these in. We still have a long way to go, but I know with myself and the leadership team, I have some tricks up my sleeve coming soon to help everybody. So I'm real excited to share in the near future those tricks. Speaking of some things to help you with your business, you know, Michael talked at the top of the meeting about, you know, maybe getting some more listings on the market. Things are kind of softening with our listings. This is not branded, but I have it available immediately. It's our door hanger. When you're canvassing an area, you put your business card in here. It actually helps you get more listings. Agents that utilize this tool, and I have it in PDF format as well for an email campaign, they increased their listings last year, 7 to 10 additional listings. I've got it. I'm here to help you get more listings. So please reach out to me. I'll put my information in the chat if you want the PDF version or this delivered to your home door. I'm happy to do that for you. And don't remember, Or don't forget, we actually have branded material just waiting for you to separate yourself from other competitors in our marketplace. I just want to thank everybody for their business, and I'm here. I'm here, whatever you need.
All right. Thank you so much, Gina. And 7 to 10 more listings a year. I mean, who doesn't want that? That's incredible. And I don't know if you saw, but you got a shout out from Andrew Ginter in the chat about a great experience that he just had with you. All right.
Thank you, Andrew.
Next, want to throw it over to an individual, Ross Frank from Reminder Media. So we have several agents in our office who work with Reminder Media, and we've heard some great feedback about them. And knowing that consistently marketing is and advertising is something that our agents want to do better, want to do more of. We heard some great feedback about them, so I wanted to give them a few minutes here to talk a little bit about what opportunities they have. And I know we thought we had, or I'm sorry, I know you wanted to share screen, but I'm having a little bit of technical
If you're not,
difficulty here, Ross.
if you're not able to, it's okay. I can
Okay,
still,
yeah.
I was going to say right away, if you can't, I actually have some samples right next to me that'll just kind of show up. So as long as you guys can see me on the screen. But yeah, really do appreciate you guys having me here and just give me a few minutes. I will just kind of jump right into it. The name of the company is Reminder Media. Really, the whole purpose of everything that we do as a company is to help you stay connected with your A list of your database to generate more referrals. So it's just by going like simple stats. National Association of Realtors says everybody knows 3 to 5 people every 12 months that are looking to move. But when we talk to people about their marketing, most of the people send marketing as like a 1-for-1. They send something to somebody trying to get that person's business. And if that person's not looking to move, they toss that item out like a postcard or something. So again, they're just missing out on all the friends and the family of those people that should already be, being referred to you. In particular, I want to talk about the holidays, right? And I know it's not even October yet, but it's almost October. But the holiday editions are our biggest ones all year, hands down, every year, right? And it's really pretty simple. It's because we know you're going to send something for the holidays. Every agent's going to do it. And ours is just something that's just different and kind of separates you and stands out. So I do want to show you the actual piece. I have a few of them that I'll kind of just like show you. Oh, sorry if that's not showing up. All right. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let
If
me
you
try this
if you have digital versions, we can share them out following the meeting.
Absolutely. And I can do that. So, and I'll just tell you guys, because honestly, most of my job is over the phone without people seeing me anyway. So I can explain it pretty quickly. Look, we have 3 magazines. They're 48 pages long each. We write all the content, and then you basically come in, we brand you on the magazines. So you're branded on the outside front cover, the inside front cover, you're on the back covers, outside and inside, and the 2 tear out cards that are actually in the magazines themselves. So there's nobody else in the magazine. There's no ads. You're not advertising in this thing. It literally looks like it's yours. So the 3 different magazines that we have American Lifestyle, which is just more like recipes, leisure, art, travel, stuff like that. We have another one called Start Healthy. It's all health and wellness materials. And then we have another one called Good to Be Home. That's about things to do to your home, home improvement, interior design, stuff like that. So again, the key really with the magazine, like why it's working during the holidays, is because we know every agent's going to send something to the holidays. Most agents send like the Hallmark cards, and I'm not knocking those, right? But what I noticed, especially since I started here about 6.5 years ago, is I get so many Hallmark cards from the family, the friends, professional relationships, right? My doctor, my dentist, my attorney. I love them all. When I first get that Hallmark card, no matter who it's from, I read it. I'm like, this is awesome. I appreciate that. But then what do I do with it? Right? I usually put it up on the mantle with all the other Hallmark cards. And again, that's not a bad thing. The issue is when the family and the friends come over, I have never once seen anybody walk up to that mantle and start reading through their cards, through my cards, right? And I wouldn't expect them to do that. I would feel awkward doing that on somebody else's house, right? So that's really why the magazines honestly work so well. You can still write a personal note to them on the inside front cover, so you can customize it to each recipient. But the idea is when they receive it, instead of it going up on the mantle with everybody's, they're going on the coffee table or like the countertop. And you're visible. Your face is literally right on the cover. So now when everyone's gathering after they have the big meal, the big holiday meal, right? And everyone's, full and they're watching basketball or football on TV, whatever it is, they're going to be talking about their life events. Who got married? Who's pregnant, who got a new job. All that stuff ties back to real estate. You guys know that. Unfortunately, they don't when they're in the conversations. And that's really why this is working. We're seeing a shelf life of about a month. It's 3 to 4 weeks. So you're in the home. Again, you're there. And when people are gathering for the holidays and they're talking about their life events, they're automatically going to think of you first when it comes to real estate, and you get that referral. And I'll send this to you in an email as well, Mike, but just to go over the numbers with you guys on a really quick recap, just so you can kind of compare it with what you did last year, is we're doing all these discounts. And basically, it's $3.99 per magazine. That includes postage and printing and everything. We do it all for you. And then we just do a minimum of 50 magazines because, again, it's just for the top A list of your database. So $3.99 times 50 magazines, it's $199.50. So it's basically $200. You don't pay that till you're ready to print, which would be like over a month from now. Again, we have a lot of time. We're just doing it early because we always get filled up really quick for the holiday mailer. So $200 when you print and like over a month from now. And then the only other cost is this upfront fee that we've discounted. It's usually $300. For you guys, it's just going to be $99. And that's just a one-time for life payment, sets up the account, gets you to my advisor. And then we also make sure that nobody can mail it to the same addresses as you. And then just the last thing is we normally do it where you sign up and you're doing it like every 2 months. We're not going to do that for the holiday mailer. We are just going to offer it as a single one-time mailer, no commitment, no contract, nothing like that. So that way you can just do it as a holiday mailer and then decide in the new year if you want to do it on a regular basis based on the feedback that you get. So it's $100 up front. It's $200 when you print, and then it just goes out the one time for the holidays. I'll kind of stop there. Again, there's some other kind of little freebies and stuff that we are throwing away. Like if anyone does reach out to me today, we will give you like 15 extra magazines, which is like $60 worth. But I know because I'm going kind of quick, more what I would encourage is if you are interested, reach out to me. We'll have an actual conversation about it. We'll go into, how it's going to work for your business. And then we can really set up a plan to do that holiday mailer. But is there any questions from anyone?
I'll tell you what, Ross, since we're running up on time here, my friend, go ahead and put all your contact information in the chat box. This is a great opportunity. If you are looking ahead at the fourth quarter, scratching through your fourth quarter marketing or business plan and have a gap, this is an easy way to hit your top clients. Probably the most compelling thing that I heard among all the compelling things that I just heard, Ross, is that this is a way to ensure that nobody else can touch your database with this same mechanism, that you guys audit for that. So that is huge, especially as we know the number of realtors in the ecosystem has never been higher, and we have to build a moat around our database. And the best way to do that is with some level of exclusivity. So thank you for that. Please drop the contact info in the chat box and send me the digital stills of those magazine covers, and we will distribute accordingly.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And we will see you again soon.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, our last partner update, you would have heard from him, or you heard from him just last week as a part of our 2 weeks ago. My goodness, September flew by. Our Money Matters Mastermind, talking a little bit about the importance and the value of LLC formation. Josh Halpren from Legal Halp is one of our business resource partners, something that we put together to help ensure that you all have access to the things around your business to protect yourself, protect your wealth. And so we're inviting these folks on a regular basis to be a part of our sales meetings and make sure, hey, is there anything I need to know as I enter into the fourth quarter of the year that I should be tidying up with my my legal structure, my business formation, anything like that. So we're going to throw it over to Josh for this week's update. How you doing, Josh?
Thanks, Mike. How are you? How are you? Best for last, the uptight attorney. I like it. I like it. So first of all, I want to say I've really enjoyed working with all of you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Josh Halpern, and I'm a corporate attorney by trade. I was affiliated with a major law firm in downtown Cleveland and then went off on my own, developed a great relationship with Scott and Mike, and I'm here to help. I want to give a quick overview of what I'm seeing from you guys and just some quick tips. And then I want to echo something that Andrew said earlier. If you were on the call a few weeks ago, we had a great Money Matters Mastermind where I stressed the importance of all of the agents looking into forming their own LLCs and then establishing their own business bank accounts. We talked about some of the reasons why you may want to do that, namely for asset protection and for liability protection. So we can talk more offline about that if you weren't on the call. Another set of things, common trends I'm noticing, I'm working on a lot of purchase agreements, both commercial and residential, and there's a number of issues that come along with negotiating those. I'm also working on a lot of LOIs, and then I'm also available for any contract that you see come across or presented to you that you're just not sure about, you're not sure how to analyze or work through. I provide a lot of assistance on partnership agreements. And then lately, I've been discussing the importance of potentially transferring properties into LLCs. So a lot of clients are real estate investors, and they're considering moving the ownership of their properties from their individual capacity into an LLC and what the benefits may be around that. I'm also seeing a lot of post-closing issues around inspections or latent property defects. So many of you are representing buyers who are then coming back after the fact, reporting, broken windows, roaches, infestations, and these things should have been addressed, obviously, during the diligence period. So I'm coming in to clean up a lot of messes, which leads me to my final and most important point that Andrew touched on earlier: lack of communication. I think, don't be hesitant to contact me because of, getting an attorney involved can have certain stigma associated with it. But seriously, BCC me, copy me on emails that you're unsure about. Keep me in the loop, keep me involved on your deals so that I can give you spot advice where necessary. I promise I'm not a burden to any deals. My goal is to support you guys and keep things flowing. But really, I can't stress that enough. So I'm going to put my contact information in the chat. And please, please, please feel free to text, call, email me whenever there's something that comes across your desk that you may or may not be unsure of. Thanks, guys. And I really, I look forward to continue working with all of you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Josh, and appreciate you being on the call today and making sure that everybody's aware of the opportunity. Hearkening back to
Anytime.
The very first slide that we looked at this morning with respect to our values and our belief system. We talked about teamwork, and just want everybody to know, whether you're an individual agent or you're part of an actual team, you have a team. And that team is myself, Julia, Kari, Danielle, Ceara, Eric, Mike Boych, Andrew Ginter, Jake Lozier, all of our affiliate business partners, Cross Country, GM Title, Greater Metropolitan Management, APHW, and then all of our business resource partners. We're continuing, like Josh, and we're continuing to build out this ecosystem that allows us to fulfill that vision of being the real estate company of choice and the number one place for you to grow your business. And so as we work through the fourth quarter, we're going to do a lot of business, right? There are somewhere between 15,000 and 20,000 homes that are going to be sold in the next 3 months, right? So there's a lot of business to be done, and there's a lot of business to gear up for 2022. And so we're prepared to help you do all of that. And if you need anything, please reach out to any of those partners, reach out to myself or any member of the leadership team, because we are here for you. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for being a part of the call. Appreciate you all being here, and we are going to end right on time. Have a great week, everyone. Have a strong finish to the month, and we will see you back here next week on October 4th at 9:30 a.m. Have a good one, team.